फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello and welcome to Cricket Next. मैं हूं सौम्य कपूर and we have a big news that the BCCI, the Board of Control for Cricket in India, has decided to overhaul the domestic circuit starting from 2024-25 season. रणजी ट्रॉफी में कुछ चेंजेस आएंगे, दिलीप ट्रॉफी में चेंजेस आएंगे, सीके नायडू में चेंजेस आएंगे. सो सारी डिटेल्स के साथ मेरे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं साहिल मल्होत्रा इस सेशन के अंदर. साहिल, वेलकम टू क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. एंड क्विकली आई वुड लाइक यू टू बाइफर्केट ऑल द टूर्नामेंट्स की क्या चेंजेस आने वाले from the upcoming season. क्या decide हुआ है? Please, if you can just tell our viewers.
Yeah, so BCCI secretary was apprised of all the issues which have been happening in the domestic circuit, and especially the last season, where a lot of things kind of were problematic, especially the way matches were being played, the way they were being scheduled, the kind of gaps between matches, all those things. Even Shardul Thakur had voiced his concern regarding very little gap between games. So all those things have been addressed now, and the board secretary has already made these recommendations to the FX Council, which are more or less likely to be approved now. They will be tabled as formalities are as per the constitution of the BCCI. So they'll be tabled in front of the Apex Council, and then after getting nod of all the office bearers, I think the bigger thing which is going to happen is that all the red ball tournaments are going to precede the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy and Vijay Hazare Trophy. I think this was a major concern because everyone used to prioritize playing the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy for the IPL. And by the time Ranji Trophy used to start, which was towards the end of the season, most of the players would either make themselves unavailable or pick up an injury or something. So I think right now the board is sending a very stern message that Ranji Trophy, play the entire season. And, if your body allows it, then play for the cash-rich IPL and the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy and the Vijay Hazare Trophy. So all these things have been addressed. And Ranji Trophy, unlike the previous edition, only once it was held in two parts, and I think that was due to COVID, when we saw a trimmed season. I'm not really sure whether it was two parts, but yes, this is the one entire season is going to be held in two parts. So 5 league games will precede this as Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy and the Vijay Hazare Trophy. The moment those two white ball tournaments end, after that the remaining 2 league games of every team and the knockout stages will begin after that. I think this is a brilliant move. Not only does it address the fact that in the harsh winter of the north you hardly could get any non-stop cricket for 4 days, but this also addresses the fact that the conditions were really extreme for cricket in north. It was literally unplayable in Jammu and Kashmir and in Delhi, where it was this cold. Teams used to roll a green carpet out for visitors, and all those things used to make for a lopsided contest. It wasn't good for the game, and they were exploiting the point system, the first innings lead, and all those things. So all those things have been addressed as far as Ranji Trophy is concerned. But big changes in CK Naidu and Duleep Trophy too. But I think Ranji Trophy, the biggest takeaway is that it will be held in 2 parts.
Yeah. So how does this help the players? Because you have talked with a lot of players. I have done that. Our correspondents, Akash Viswas, Vinny Ramakrishnan, they have talked about these playing in the adverse conditions to the coaches, to the players, and they haven't been that kind of happy with the conditions that probably Delhi had to offer, or the northern part of the country had to offer during the summer. So how does this help the players?
I think this helps the players because you are like kind of rolling out a level playing field now. अभी मतलब ऐसा नहीं रहेगा कि आप जैसे पौंडीचेरी और दिल्ली का मैच अगर आप याद करेंगे तो फर्स्ट सेशन में जब दिल्ली ने बैटिंग किया था, conditions are very difficult, and it kind of cleared out when Pondicherry came out to bat. Things were pretty easy to bat on. So all those things, they do matter, and we are talking about high quality competitive cricket and good weather conditions, and these things kind of promote good cricket and ensure that balance between bat and ball. But I think the biggest thing which they've also ensured is, which we saw, that there was a lot of overlapping and ambiguity and confusion, that Duleep Trophy squads will be picked by the national selectors. No zonal quota, no zone selectors, no zone conveners, the national selectors will be doing their job. So I think that's a big boost, because the players who are on the national selectors radars have to be picked by national selectors only, na? Why do they have to rely on Duleep Trophy selectors, zone selectors? And I made this point very categorically when we had a show on Cricket Next featuring former BCCI treasurer Anirudh Chaudhary, who's the North Zone selection committee convener for the last edition. We had former India cricketer Gursharan Singh. We had Network 18 Group Sports editor K. Srinivas Rao, and we discussed all those things. And I kind of made it very clear that for cricket to head into a direction where the national selectors want it to be, I think they should be the ones who would be picking the North Zone, South Zone, West Zone, East Zone, Northeast Zone squads, unlike what we see that the zonal selectors are doing. So I think good step that too, because now that gives them more control over the targeted players. Now they can target the players they want, unlike the situations and the confusions which we have seen in the past.
Yeah. Okay. Coming back to the SMAT thing, Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy was something that was, that was a basis of players getting selected for the IPL. Now this is gonna go in the backdrop. So does that change that auction dynamics for the Indian Premier League now? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying I see that auction timing to be changed now. I see the auctions happening next year now, unlike this year, because that will allow the scouts and the IPL teams to kind of have a look at the entire Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. Because Isal, I don't know whether it could happen. I don't think it could happen this year. The SMAT to be completed. So I see the IPL auctions kind of shifting to next year.
तो दैट हैज हैपेंड अर्लियर एज वेल ना कि ऑक्शंस जनवरी में होते हुए जनवरी या एंड ऑफ दिसंबर हमने होते हुए देखे हैं सो आई मीन दैट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम बट या दैट चेंजेस अ लॉट ऑफ डायनामिक्स फॉर द franchises. But coming back to the domestic circuit, Sahil, first of all, congratulations to you. You were the one who wanted this to happen, like wholeheartedly you wanted this to happen कि बस क्योंकि रणजी ट्रॉफी का जो एक कहीं ना कहीं एक जो लेवल है वो बहुत हाई है इंडियन क्रिकेट के अंदर, और उस हिसाब से मैचेस ना होना, पॉइंट्स टेबल का पूरी तरह इधर उधर होना, एज यू mentioned, वो फर्स्ट इनिंग्स लीड का जो एक एडवांटेज लेना वो बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा था. तो नाउ वी कैन प्रोबेबली हैव सम completed matches in the northern part of the state of the country. Coming back to the other tournaments, so what are the updates for the other tournaments like CK Naidu, women's interzonal as well?
I think the big update is, again, this was something which we had extensively discussed, and I was not a big fan of the point system, because it is promoting a lot of those contests where team, when they're in a comfortable position, to go for that 3 points on the basis of first innings lead. So now they are going to factor in the batting and bowling performances of the first innings to award points. So a new point system in CK Naidu Trophy. There will be no toss. So this is the big step in kind of getting that home advantage out of the way. So that is a big positive. There will be no home advantage of so to say. Now the teams, the visiting teams will have the option to either bowl or bat first.
Yeah.
So
okay,
the big on that front.
Okay. And lastly, what about the women's, women's tournaments? All of them, the selection will be done by whom?
So all zonal women's tournaments the squads will now be picked by the national selectors. Similarly, like the national men's selectors have been doing that.
Okay. So that is an update from the overhauling of this domestic circuit rather. Well, thank you so much, Sahil, for joining me in this session, and thank you for your insights. We'll get back to you and talk more about this and on this topic. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.